This week on E-News. What's behind the recent spike in ecstasy-related deaths in southern Alberta? Graffiti or art? Why random paint jobs have people in Lethbridge up in arms? And how much are you spending on your sweetheart this Valentine's Day? Welcome to E-News. I'm Elaine Innenbosch.
And I'm Joey Sugai. Also on E-News, we'll take a look at the state of Boy Scouts.
But first, 8 deaths in southern Alberta caused by ecstasy have had police and the public seeing the drug in a whole new light. The drug has become even more dangerous due to an added chemical compound. Ryan Udawilligan reports.
8 deaths in the last several months in southern Alberta have been linked to ecstasy. The police have been busy trying to discover where the bad batch could have come from and trying to prevent any more fatalities. Constable Blaine Stadoka says there are many effects from taking the drug.
There is the vomiting, there could be vomiting involved, there could be a loss of eyesight, blurred vision. They get really thirsty, a real thirst for water.
The effects of the drugs such as amphetamines have been studied at the neuroscience lab at the University of Lethbridge. U of L professor Brian Kolb has studied drug effects and says the compound PMMA is the reason for the ecstasy deaths.
It's new to the area, but it's the compound that's polluting this current batch of drugs is fairly new. This PMMA, which is again an amphetamine-like compound, and that seems to be quite toxic in combination with the ecstasy.
Ecstasy has been around for decades and is becoming easier to get. With websites that give recipes and ways to make the drug, it's getting harder to keep people away from it. Professor Kolb says it is impossible to regulate the drug and find out where the bad batch may have started.
And so it's polluted with all sorts of other amphetamine-derived compounds. So no 2 batches of ecstasy are exactly the same.
Police and the public want people to know that the message isn't to be safe when you're buying your ecstasy because it is illegal, and for those caught doing the drug, they could potentially end up here. For E-News, I'm Ryan Udawilligan.
The last death linked to ecstasy was on January 24th. However, despite the recent spike in publicity, Constable Stadoka says the use of the drug is actually down from previous years.
Sporadic graffiti has Lethbridge residents frustrated when it comes to property damage, since homes and businesses have been targeted by vandals. Recently, I spoke to police and homeowners to find out why this is occurring and what the impact is.
You can say it's vandalism, just no respect for anybody's property.
Graffiti. Some people call it art, others feel like it's vandalism. Just like Clinton Shambrook, a 74-year-old Northside resident who in the last few years has had his fence defaced 3 times. Something he says is making him upset since he can't understand the reasoning behind it.
A little on the PO'd side, like you work hard on your property, try and keep it up, and then somebody comes along and decides to have fun throwing paint all over it and draw designs on it and filthy words.
Lethbridge College pop culture instructor Brent Cottle says there are multiple reasons why people do graffiti, but locally he feels it's done more for an identity reason.
I think the reason people do it is because they feel they don't have a voice in regular culture, or there's not an outlet for what they want to say, and so therefore they see graffiti as an outlet for what they want to say.
Constable Saska Van Hella says the graffiti that's done in the city usually comes in spurts, with most of it being in the form of tagging. He also notices when this occurs, other criminal acts seem to follow.
Typically when we do see graffiti, oftentimes it goes hand in hand. There is an occurrence with increased thefts from vehicles, general mischief in the area.
Overall, Shambrook admits he understands why graffiti continues, as it's tough to patrol, but he does feel the city could do something to help offset this problem.
I think the city myself should get a spot where these kids that want to graffiti, give them a place, let them a place with plywood or whatever, and let them do it.
The fine for anyone caught applying graffiti on public property is $2,500.
If you've gotten ink done recently, Alberta Health Services is warning you to check your artist certification. A home on the north side of Lethbridge was closed down last week for providing unauthorized tattoos. Health Services says the Sandra Wilson tattoo operation was not practicing proper sterilization procedures. Anyone who may have gotten a tattoo at that location is warned to contact Health Services for testing. When deciding on a tattoo parlor, Health Services says to check for cleanliness, proper sterilization procedures, and a recent health inspection. To ensure that it is safe, call Health Services at 403-388-6690.
The City of Lethbridge employs close to 1,500 employees in 36 different departments. And with 127 years in the business, maybe that's why they were named one of Alberta's top 55 employees. Paige Cashmere reports.
Now entering its 8th year, Alberta's Top Employers is an annual competition organized by the editors of Canada's Top 100 Employers. This special classification recognizes the Alberta employees that lead their industries in offering exceptional places to work. City of Lethbridge was named one of the top 55. Human Resource Manager for the City of Lethbridge, Jason Elliott, says the many different programs the city offers to their employees is a key factor in success, not only for their workers, but also the community.
And everything we do has to concentrate on supporting our employee group. If they don't have what they need to come to work and do what they do best every day for the community, then we all fail.
Elliott also says city employees are offered extensive training and development opportunities and are encouraged to grow within their careers. Urban Forestry Parks Department worker Mike Kennedy agrees and says working for the city offers various job positions and doing something new.
What I like most is, the versatility of departments. You can work in parks for summer work and, places like this you can go into the arenas and work the winters and that sort of thing.
We've got excellent programs, excellent supports in place to make sure people come to work, do their job in a safe way and go home to their families each night.
Alberta's top 55 employers for 2012 were evaluated based on 8 criteria: physical workplace, workplace communication, and community involvement, just to name a few. For E-News, I'm Paige Cashmere.
Other businesses featured in Alberta's top 55 included WestJet Airlines, University of Alberta, and Alberta Blue Cross.
Fleeting registration numbers are causing concern over a well-known youth program. Over the past decade, Scouts Canada has had a significant decrease in membership. Numbers show that most will join at a young age but only stay in the program for a few years before putting their uniform away for good. The question is, why? Fallon Wagner reports.
Scouts Canada is a youth program known for merit badges, being outdoors, and leadership building. From 1997 to 2009, membership for Scouts Canada had been declining. During the 12-year slump, the organization lost over 100,000 members. A Scout leader in a small community says she believes younger generations are choosing other extracurricular activities over the club known for always being prepared.
In our town particularly, there's a big struggle with sports things, right? Everybody's sports-oriented here. It's very hockey-oriented.
Wallace says she's disappointed to admit the 1998 policy to co-ed Scouts may have also been a factor in the decline.
In hopes of increasing membership, Scouts Canada proposed an action plan. In 2009, the organization put $1 million towards membership recruitment. Some of the initiatives included new uniforms designed by Joe Fresh and incorporating technology.
The action plan seems to be working, at least in Alberta. The executive director for Scout Chinook region says this province had an increase in membership earlier than the rest of the country.
Our membership's actually been growing for the last 5 years. Before that, we were like the rest of the country. We'd probably seen our peak in membership in the late 70s. One of the things that makes us different is our community partnerships are stronger. And particularly in the south part of the province.
Since establishing the action plan, there has been an increase in scouting for the first time across the country in decades. For E-News, I'm Fallon Wagner.
McDonald says after steady growth, the numbers may have leveled off this year. The most recent membership count for 2012 was 78,000 Scouts. Coming up on E-News, we'll take a look at a conference celebrating diversity in southern Alberta and a local event encouraging children to think about healthy living.
It was a crazy time in my life. I just started my own business and I needed some time just to get away. So I went elk hunting in the foothills, all alone. As I was climbing up a hill to do some scouting, I slipped and broke my femur. I had no hope of getting out alive or surviving when I heard the rescue guys calling. I have never been so happy in my life. Thank you, Lethbridge and area search and rescue.
Everyone enjoys a drink. This year, you can stretch that good feeling of your beverage even further and help out a cat in need. Go ahead, have a few drinks with some friends, and when you're done, save your empties for the Paw Society of Lethbridge. Take your empties to the Rehabilitation Society of Southwestern Alberta and request that the refunded money from the recyclables be donated directly to the Lethbridge Paw Society. Money raised will go to cat food, toys, and making sure that no cat is alone this winter.
Welcome back to E-News. A local symposium on healthy school communities had young and old learning about the benefits of healthy living. The event was one of several held across Alberta and was a collaboration of various organizations, including the Ever Active Schools Project. Gabrielle Marchand has the story.
To introduce our presenters this morning, so we have
the Healthy Active School Symposium brought students, teachers, and parents together in promoting healthy lifestyles.
Hey, how was everybody's morning?
Participants were in for a busy day at the Victory Church just east of Lethbridge. The program included presentations by schools about the progress they made in living healthy and displays for children to explore and learn. Young participants were not only given healthy snacks, but tips on healthy living to take back to their school communities.
Right now we were learning all about teamwork and healthy habits and how to stay active, so yeah, that helped us get ideas to make our school a better place, more fit and active.
The Ever Active Schools Project is an initiative of the Health and Physical Education Council of the Alberta Teachers Association. Lethbridge College Be Fit for Life Centre was also a partner in the event. Be Fit for Life coordinator Stephanie Worrell says there are many parts to raising healthy children.
We focus on physical activity, which is a big part of why we're here. We focus on mental wellness and positive social environment, so how those kids are interacting at school and at home, as well as we focus on healthy eating and nutrition. So those three pillars are really what build comprehensive school health.
Just a day after getting involved in the Healthy Active School Symposium, the Be Fit for Life Centre hosted a winter walk at Henderson Park. The Winter Walk is an annual event to encourage regular physical activity. Young and old came out to participate dressed warmly to combat the cool temperatures. For E-News, I'm Gabrielle Marchand.
Last year, over 100,000 Albertans participated in winter walks across the province, which collectively added up to be over 2.4 million minutes in total winter walk times. Participants were expected to reach over 120,000 this year.
Representatives from cultural groups across southern Alberta attended the Discover Diversity Conference last week. The two-day event attracted approximately 200 visitors. Information booths celebrating diversity were set up in the Coast Plaza Hotel while speakers shared stories about their cultural experiences. An inclusion consultant for the City of Lethbridge says she hopes individuals stop trying to solve the entire issue of discrimination.
What we have encouraged the participants to do is think away from the idea of achieving world peace, but focus more on what is my individual role.
Ultimately more concerned with feeding.
This year's diversity conference had more visitors than the first, held in 2010, which only had 80 in attendance.
This week on Campus Horizons, Gabrielle Marchand sat down in the tech wing with a media coordinator to find out just what happens behind those computer screens.
Welcome to Campus Horizons. I'm here with Lauren just to talk about a little bit about what goes on in the media area. So Lauren, can you tell me a bit about what you do?
I am the Angel Administrator here on campus, and I'm also a media coordinator for the Educational Enhancement Team for support for online courses.
And so in terms of the Angel support, because that pertains to students, what do you deal with on a daily basis?
Mostly I do instructor support, get a lot of calls, emails for just questions about how things work, setting up grade books, quizzes, assignments, things like that. So a lot of troubleshooting and just helping them one-on-one.
So you're dealing mainly in terms of one-on-one support with instructors, not students?
There is some student support. Usually it goes through the instructor first, and if there's still problems, then it'll come to me directly.
So what type of issues do you deal with specifically?
If they're unfamiliar with certain areas of Angel, like they want to get more deeper into it that they haven't done before, so just helping them, guiding them through step by step of how to set up like a quiz or things like that, or setting up their grade book and getting it all in place.
Thank you so much for joining us, Lauren. I'm Gabrielle Marchand. That's it for Campus Horizons.
This year, Lethbridge College revamped its college email portal, which resulted in a totally redesigned system.
The Alberta Law Enforcement Torch Run invited citizens to participate in the first Lethbridge Polar Plunge at Nicholas Sharon Lake. The event was held in order to raise money for the Special Olympics. Citizens were able to take the dive as an individual or as a team if they donated to the cause. Angelica Elston reports.
Plunging into ice-cold water might not be everyone's idea of a good time, but with a hot tub close by and the fact it's for a good cause, it seems many people are willing. CJOC morning host Dave Timo says he did what he could to help out.
It's all for charity, so you do what you have to do to raise a few bucks.
Police say they would have gone in any weather.
We would have done it whether it was 30 below or 30 above. This was the day that we had planned, and we were totally prepared to do it. So we're pretty excited that and all the public came out and to support it, and we raised a fair amount of money too.
Blaine Sidolka adds without fundraising from law enforcement agencies and the annual torch run, the Special Olympics would hardly exist. Last year alone, they raised $48 million worldwide. He says they do this for the Special Olympics because playing sports gives them confidence in themselves. It also helps them speak better, communicate with the public better. It helps in many ways just by allowing them to participate in sports.
My cape came off! Run!
CJOC radio personality Jessica Jackson says jumping in freezing water makes it easier to get people to donate.
You just, ask around for donations for an event and say, hey, I'm going to jump in Nicholas Sharon Lake in the middle of February. You want to throw me a couple bucks? People are like, absolutely.
Fire and Emergency Services Mitch Fowler says every precaution is taken to ensure safety.
So we'll barricade it up and it should freeze up in a couple of days. Right, so in the meantime, folks have to be extra careful.
They are already trying to recruit jumpers for next year's event.
Next year we'll see you in there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Pinky swear it.
Yeah, I'll pinky swear that. This is the first polar plunge for the Special Olympics. Organizers anticipate that this is going to become an annual event. And apparently next year, I too will be taking the plunge. For E! News, I'm Angelica Alston.
Sidolka says the event was a resounding success with 12 jumpers raising approximately $4,500 for Special Olympics. Coming up next on E! News, an event that attracted firearm enthusiasts to Lethbridge and what got over 5,000 people revved up at the NMAC Center.
And we're back. I'm here with Stephanie Queen, whose novel just made the New York Times bestsellers list. Now, Stephanie, what do you like to credit your success to?
Well, honestly, I would credit my success to the Boys and Girls Club.
My mom never had to worry about me. Not only was she leaving me at a safe place, I was also learning something while I was there. I was taught life skills that gave me the confidence to follow my dreams.
I wish all boys and girls would get the opportunity to join the Boys and Girls Club. It's a good place to be.
There are people in need. And you can help out by donating your blankets, time, and material to Blankets for Canada Society. They're a non-profit organization that will give blankets to people in need all across Canada and in your community. So donate your blankets to Blankets for Canada Society, located at 210A 12A Street North, and help out those in need today.
Welcome back to E! News. The best dirt bikers from all over Alberta battled it out at the NMAX, but in the middle of all the dirt, sweat, and exhaust fumes are family ties and friendly competition. I have the inside track. An event that attracted people of all ages, the High-Tech Bracing Alberta Arena Cross Championships brought over 5,000 spectators to the NMAX Centre over 2 days. Many of them are simply a part of the Alberta Arena Cross family, but some are related by blood. The Indenbosch family made sure they were well represented with 4 Indenbosches racing in several different classes. 12-year biking veteran Leon Indenbosch races in the Vet Junior class, a class that includes any rider over 30. He says it's a little more comfortable competing against older riders.
A little bit safer, not the young kids jumping on you from behind and
you know, just overall just a little safer.
Dan Indenbosch rides a Yamaha 450F and brought in a third-place trophy before the event was over. But Dan and Leon aren't the only Indenbosches involved in motorsports. Tom and Ivan Indenbosch compete as well. Not only that, but Don Indenbosch helps out as a lap counter, keeping track of the location of the riders and ensuring that the winner is actually the winner. When asked who of the Indenbosch clan is the best rider, Leon says, it's still to be decided.
Just have to have a showdown one of these days.
The event is a collaboration of the efforts of the Lethbridge Motorcycle Club and the Over the Bars Club. For more information on the event and dirt biking in Alberta, visit their website.
Cole Runge has been a popular name for the Kodiak's men's soccer team. This year, the Kodiak striker was honored at the National Championships in Quebec for scoring 10 goals in the regular ACAC season. Our Justin Lazorko sat down with Cole on this week's edition of the Kodiak Report.
Welcome to the Kodiak Report. I'm here with Cole Runge. So Cole, you've been playing for 3 years on the Kodiak's team. Tell me how the team has been different this year than the past 3 years that you played.
Well, this year I felt it was like more cohesive as a team, and we really got along together. We bought in more with the coaches too, so that was definitely a big thing. We performed a lot better.
How did you as a player perform or get ready to take on this season and the new team?
Well, for this year I really wanted to make it up to my teammates because last year I didn't do too well, so I trained a lot harder in the off season. Because as Joe reminded me a lot this year, if I would have scored a couple goals, we would have made it to provincials. So I felt that I had to make up for it. So just tried my hardest, and luckily I put a few goals in and helped us to provincials.
Well, you did score 10 goals this year in the ACAC standings, which led you guys to provincials. Tell me how that went for you guys.
Provincials was a big learning experience for sure. I don't know if we were ready or not, but I think it was more nerves because none of us have ever been there. So it was also nice to play against one of the top teams, McHugh, and they were a good team. But I feel there were just a couple unlucky moments in the game, but I think we could have played at their level if we would have kept it together and didn't panic after the 4 goals.
Well, that's always a good thing to make it to provincials. That's all the time we have on the Kodiak Report. Tune in next time.
Runge is one of a few players on the team that will be going into his 4th year of studies. However, Runge is still unsure if a 4th year with the Kodiaks will be an option in the fall.
There was quite a bang this past weekend as the Gun and Hobby Show came to the exhibition grounds. The show provided an opportunity for buyers and collectors to show some of their wares to the public. John Christie went to take a closer look.
Hunters and collectors alike got a chance to see some new hardware this last weekend at the Gun and Hobby Show. The show's main focus was on hunting rifles and shotguns. The show looked at old Winchester rifles as well as modern styles. But there was also hunting and pocket knives plus antique pistols. Due to the change in gun licensing regulations, there's now stricter rules on possession and how to purchase a unique antique pistol. A local collector says there's been a few changes to the process.
Well, prohibited status is a handgun that has a barrel length of 4.2 inches or less. Right. Anything less than that is called prohibited, and if you didn't own one when they changed the gun laws, you can never acquire these. Oh. So they're called it grandfathering. So I owned one of these at that time, so I'm grandfathered with the 12.6 status.
Reedy has been collecting pistols for over 20 years. He says, like most, he got interested in antique pistols at a young age.
My dad was a gun collector also, and I got the interest from him. And these are all acquired in Canada, across Canada basically.
Some vendors at the show were showing off their product to potential clients. Nathan Shawn of Lethbridge says a lot of his business comes from shows like this one.
It's just the normal guys, but we do have people looking at our company a little more serious because we do the customizing. A lot of guys that come here bring a lot of classics and stuff like that, so what we're doing is actually the first for being around Lethbridge.
For Enews, I'm John Christie.
For more information on events coming up at the exhibition grounds, you can call their event line at 317-3222 or visit their website at exhibitionpark.ca.
Getting involved is a crucial way to help those in need. All across Canada and the United States, Aeropostale is providing an opportunity for individuals to donate their unused jeans to the homeless. Sarah Wozni unzips this story.
All of us wear jeans on a regular basis. Some of our denim, however, sits in our closets and hardly gets worn. The popular clothing store for teenagers, Aeropostale, started an organization that utilizes our unused denim in order to help struggling homeless people. Teens for Jeans is an initiative that Aeropostale has been running for 5 years. It gives people across Canada and the United States initiative to donate their old denim to the homeless and in return receive a discount towards a new pair. Aeropostale Lethbridge manager Jessica Mann says it's an amazing opportunity with a fundraising goal.
Our store goal is 500 pairs of jeans. I don't think that is unattainable at all with the amount of support that everybody has shown so far this year.
Aeropostale employee and Lethbridge College student Mikhail Sanchez says sometimes people even donate money.
What I decided to do is if there's any money donations, we're going to go to the Value Village and take all the money and buy some jeans and then donate those.
As soon as we mentioned it to him, he jumped on board and he's like, great, I'm going to do this at the college and I'm going to get the most jeans and he went with this big plan. I know he's got some elaborate stuff going on at the college, so we're really proud of him and all the work that he has done.
In the 5 years it has been running, Teens for Jeans has collected 1.5 million pairs of jeans, and this year the goal is 2 million. Jeans from within Lethbridge are donated to Woods Homes and the YWCA. They will not only take jeans, but now that summer's coming up, they'll take shorts, capris, and skirts. Whatever you have, donate them and they will take them. This donation box was actually created and designed by Lethbridge College fashion students. It looks like everyone is doing their part. For E-News, I'm Sarah Wozni.
The Teens for Jeans program runs until February 12th. If you would like to get involved, you can donate your gently unused jeans at either Park Place Mall, Aeropostale, or the LCSA office at Lethbridge College.
If you're planning on treating your sweetheart with bouquets of flowers, chocolate, and candy this Valentine's Day, be prepared to shell out the big bucks. Justin Lazorko went out in the community to see how much customers spend on that special someone.
It's that time of year again where you show that special someone how much you care about them by purchasing everything from flowers to chocolate to teddy bears. According to a survey conducted by Big Insight, the average person celebrating the holiday will shell out just over $100 on that special someone. That's 8.5% higher than what the average person spent last year. Sweet Ideas Incorporated manager Penny Kowalchuk says it's eye-opening how much people spend.
Around $450 is about the top bouquet that people usually spend at Valentine's, and then all the way down to $15, we want to have something that fits everybody's budget.
According to Big Insight, Cupid-struck couples are most likely to give candy as the ideal gift, but students here at the college disagree.
I would think the most ideal Valentine's gift is flowers.
I think it's just the thought that's put into it, like just even getting a small gift or a homemade CD or something, just something nice to know they're thinking about you.
It would be a trip to Mexico for 2 weeks.
Diamonds. Yep, has to be diamonds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Although some wallets may be empty come Valentine's Day, the one thing that won't be empty is that heart of someone special. For E-News, I'm Justin Lazorko.
If you don't have a special someone, the LCSA is hosting speed dating on February 13th, where you can meet that special someone in under 5 minutes. To register, go to the LCSA office. So, Joey, any plans for Valentine's?
Well, Elaine, I'm thinking maybe I might spring something on a special someone, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. How about yourself?
I was just thinking of going out and giving some your secret admirer gifts or something like that, make people feel good.
I was thinking about possibly giving out some Valentine's Day cards, but thank you for joining us on E-News. I'm Joey Sugai.
And I'm Elaine Innenbosch. Have a good one.
Yeah.